Hey guys, and welcome back to our next video in our training series. Today's video is going to focus on those transition passports. So to get started, I just went ahead and logged in using my CMS credentials, and it brought me here to my welcome page. To find the transition passport, I am going to head to the Unique Learning System, and that's going to be through my menu bar in the left corner. And then under Unique, it's going to be called the Transition Passport. So the Transition Passport was created for middle school, high school, and transition grade bands. So if you have one of those grade bands, you can utilize this passport. The purpose of the passport is to be a personal collection of information that can support the student as they move towards transition years and then ultimately that post-secondary life. Unique Learning System created the passport for two intended uses. The first one was to create an actual physical binder that contains all of the information that can travel with the student from middle school to high school to transition. And then as they phase out of the school, they can take that binder with them. And it's going to be a collection of all types of information. So resume building would be found in there, emergency cards, how to clean the toilet, just a whole collection of various materials that can support them. So if you wanted to create the binder, you can actually head over here to the right corner and it'll be a transition passport instruction. So by clicking this, it'll bring up a PDF version and it'll explain all of the different categories that are in the binder and how you can create the binder and the intended use of the binder. Everything in here is printable. It's full of great instructions and information and just great resources. So if you plan on creating a physical binder for a student, this is a great place to start. Obviously, it's 39 pages, so you might want to go through and see what would be most beneficial for that particular student, because we know one size is not going to fit all when it comes to our students. The second way that Unique intended for the use of the passport was for teachers to pick and choose where they want to integrate parts of that transition passport into their daily instruction. So to search, you have two different options. You can head over and navigate the search bar and search by something here that you would like to find. Or what I find is easier is moving over to the right and using the drop-down menu here. And it brings up all of the different categories and you can really drill down exactly what it is that you need. And then everything here is going to be PDF versions, so you can edit it and type right into it. So the category of community is going to have even more subcategories such as eating out, any kind of evaluation tools, and surveys. So, maybe for this particular student here, we want to find out what rec and leisure activities they like, so they can actually go in and select what they like and then what they want to learn. Again, all printable, so you can add this easily to the binder. This would be a great way to pick out some of these and do them in your class, and then you guys can graph them and look at, okay, who all likes board games? How many of us do? What is something that we all want to learn about? And then that's a great way for you to target how you're going to gauge your instruction in different ways that you can utilize the platform. The other categories that it has, we can find stuff on daily living, and then more subcategories for that. We have personal life, and then we have vocational. So vocational will be anything from different trainings to interviewing to resume building. Just great resources here for our students. So if you aren't sure exactly how you want to tackle this binder and it seems a little bit overwhelming for you, ULS actually has an activity that aligns with some of the lessons in the monthly or unit lessons. So I will take you to those so you can actually see how it plugs in the transition passport for you. So I'm going to head back over here to menu, and I am going to go to unit lessons. Okay, and I'm going to, again, like I said, this is for middle, high school in transition. So if you have one of those, it'll be great. You can utilize it for any of those. So it's going to be really for any of the life skill activities. So you can find the transition passport in most of those life skills activities, anything that might deal with money or charts. So again, these are just going to be suggestions where you could incorporate the transition passport activities. So in the ULS series here, I'm going to head over here to lesson 8. Remember, there's 2 ways to view it. You can do it as a PDF or an interactive document. The PDF will be easier for y'all to see here on your screens. So if I click that, the first page is going to bring up my lesson plan. And then the second page is my lesson at a glance. And you can see right here under see how these activities would fit. I'm going to go to the transition passport here, daily living, and it shows me which one to use. In a normal world, I could click on that and it would take me right to that actual activity. However, ULS is having a glitch right now and it doesn't allow me to do so. But I can still show you exactly what that would look like. So we know this is going to be on healthy living. So we can head back to the transition passport so you can just see what exactly that one would look like. And again, I'm going to go to my menu and find transition passport. Okay, so then what I do here is I went to my categories. I went to daily living. Under health, it is the healthy eating guide. So I'll click on that and it brings it up into a nice PDF version here. So it'll walk the student through the different components of their plate and what is important, talking about how they should also be eating. So again, it's a great way to incorporate that transition passport into your daily lessons. And those are just some ways that you could look at your daily lesson and take it a step further. So there's one more thing I want to call to your attention here on the unit lesson page. So every grade band, so middle and high, is going to have a thing called transition connections. So to find that, you're going to just scroll down and under tools in PowerPoint files, you can find transition connections. It is a PDF version and it's going to show you ways that you can incorporate the passport activities into your daily instructions. So again, finding what's going to work for you, your students, and your instructions. But it kind of just gives us like a broad interpretation of ways we could do it. So if we look here, we know that life skills 5 is called Pleased to Meet You. So under personal life, you can find some activities that relate to maybe interviewing or meeting people, just different ways that you can use that passport. However, if you have a transition grade band, it's actually going to be called something slightly different, but you're going to find it under the same category. So going to tools and PowerPoints, yours is actually going to be called Passport Links. So clicking on this is a more specific guide on what it is that you should be working on. So same sort of thing, where to pull it into your lessons. So if we are working on transition passport personal life, how do I advocate for myself? And it's going to show you the different ones that you should be choosing. So a more specific look here under the different lessons. So, For lesson 7, it's about daily living and safety, and this is going to be handling an emergency. So again, you can use those links. So I hope this video was helpful for you as you try to utilize the Transition Passport activities in your daily instruction, whether you are creating that personal binder for the student or you are just finding pieces of the lesson that work better for you and your students.